What kind of intro? You want me to be Rhett Walsh? Oh yeah, how about this for an intro? Fuck you, Ronnie Cuban Spike.
That's live for all of YouTube, and that is the perfect way to start this show.
Ronnie, you know I love you. We've already sent the DMs. We've already sent the good games. But let's fucking go. Canada beats Cuba to start VNL. I'll stop with the F-bombs now.
Bang, yeah. We got to keep our YouTube video monetized, but that was a banger.
That was
a banger.
That was a banger.
My name's Rob St. Clair. This is Everett Delorme. Everett is on cloud 9 because Canada picked up a 5-set win, and it was hype. It was hype.
Woo-wee. I'm honestly, I'm still sweating. Like I want to take the sweater off, but it's
The
just
logo's too good.
yeah. That was a good game.
That was great. Great match.
Great match all around. It was a little sloppy at times on both sides.
Yeah.
And Canada truly could have won it 3-0. Right? Like had a 5 point,
definitely the second
had
set.
a 5 point lead in the second. We're up like what was it? At least 23-18. And then Cuba came back and Canada wasn't playing great, but so many positives to take away for Team Canada in this one. You can tell the vibe around the guys is really good right now. Really strong, and beating Cuba just feels friggin' amazing. it really does.
Man, you and them are just destined to play 5-setters, and that match was awesome.
And
I will say that I was right. I did call Canada in 5.
You were right. Yes.
It was streaky. It was a roller coaster. It was back and forth. But I agree with you. That was a hugely positive match for Team Canada.
Yeah, so many things went so well, and in talking to the guys, they all agreed like it wasn't a perfect match. There's a lot of things to improve on, but ultimately I think that's almost puts them in a better spot, right? Good teams win when they're not playing their best.
Agreed.
And Canada wasn't playing their best tonight, but they also made Cuba not play their best, and they fought back from adversity time and time again. In the first set they were up by 2, had a decent lead, then we're down by 4, were able to fight back. Ryan Sclater was absolutely enormous tonight, 27 points. He was huge. It was truly a battle of the right sides. 27 for Sclater, 28 for Herrera. We were having some fun with Herrera too.
We'll get into that. That was fantastically fun. Just like poking fun at Herrera and having him looking at us in the front row of the crowd. That was great. But yeah, I thought Herrera was brilliant. I mean, 24 for 41, only 32% efficiency, which honestly it felt like he was better than that. But he
no, not really.
5 errors, blocked 6 times, and
like
then
he would get blocked. I would look at him. And then he would make a few more errors and then score and then look at me. So, like it wasn't a bang situation here.
Not quite. Our comment in the chat, I found the setter for Cuba was pretty good. I don't know if I would say that, but Taboada did not lose them the match.
No, I would agree.
And I think that's the highest praise I've ever given a Cuban setter in the history of this show.
I thought, there was times it just got really bright
lights,
in here. Let there be light. I thought there was times when he was actually pretty good. He didn't lose them a match. Like there wasn't any terribly bad sets. There was a few. But ultimately, I think Canada's blocking, like maybe comes down to that. Like his setting is just very predictable.
Extremely.
Right? But Canada had 17 blocks tonight. It was a block party for
That's
Team
a big
Canada,
number.
and it was a big number. They were all over Cuba.
The one solo block that Pierce had in the middle in the 5th set almost brought the house down. I about like jumped and fell onto the court. That was so high.
Pierce had two really big blocks in the 5th set.
Nice performance for him coming off the bench for Van Berkel, who just didn't really look all that good, I guess. Slater I thought was outstanding. Like you interviewed him just now, and something that I like that you said is that the ball was drawn to him. The ball was drawn to Ryan Slater. It just found him, and he did the right things with it in just about every opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought so too. He was a magnet for the ball. There'd be times where he'd come inside, dig a ball, pass a ball, go around to the outside, and just rip one cross court or rip one down the line. And so I thought like Slater was just having a game tonight. I also thought offensively we were fantastic. Only 6 errors, only got blocked 6 times. That's really, really good.
34% efficiency as a team.
Yeah.
42% for Slater, 20% for Mar, although he was really just an out-of-system guy.
Yeah, Mar really wasn't featured as the offense, and I think that may have been to our benefit.
I kind of agree with that.
Everyone was expecting.
Hogue was good, 42%, 12 for 24.
Yeah, I thought Hogue was like once again like he was just kind of a secondary guy, but when they went to him, he was really good. He served tough too. That float serve, they have a really hard time handling that float serve, and Mar was really, really good out of the pipe.
Yeah,
that's what it was. But ultimately, I think it was Slater's night. I think Danny Demyanenko had a big night too. I think he had 5 blocks.
Four
blocks.
And 6 for 12.
And then who's that? Oh, that was Demyanenko. And who's the other one here? Sclater. Sclater also had 4 blocks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just a big night all around from all the guys. Got to give a big shout out to Landon Curry and Luke Herr making their first ever start for the Maple Volleys.
What a debut that was.
What a debut for both of them. Absolutely. Landon was passing nails defensively. He made a few nice digs. I think there was probably a few that he would have wanted back.
Sure.
But I think just dealing with the speed that Cuba brings it to you is a lot to deal with. Like there was a lot just catching him right where the hands were when he just wasn't ready to react yet. But just a few months ago he was playing youth sports. So.
Right. Yeah. Talk about baptism by fire. Your first VNL matches against Cuba of all teams. Like that is firepower of another level. And to talk about Cuba for a minute, I mean they were Cuba. It was exactly the scouting report that we expected from them. They made some plays that you're just like, okay, yep. Next ball. There's literally nothing that we can do against this. A couple of the serves, like we were just behind us here. Once Cuba switched over to this side, we were sitting right below our little stand here. Which, first of all, I don't understand why we're only switching after the second set. That's dumb.
The weirdest thing. There's
Very
one
dumb.
side switch only after the second. What is going on?
Very dumb. Anyway, when we were watching those servers from behind, Lopez and Herrera in particular.
Yeah.
Like Lopez is just a 102 mile an hour fastball. Like
snap in the game.
And Herrera, that ball moves 6-7 meters from left to right as he serves. It's unbelievable.
The curve he has in it is
crazy.
Serve. It's like you see it a lot when you when you watch online and when you watch in Instagram clips and whatnot. But it's so prevalent. It's so prevalent when you're here in person. It's absolutely crazy.
And Margarejo started the match, was not good. Marlon Yant came off the bench to start the second set, and I thought he was outstanding.
He was pretty good.
15 for 33.
That's the best time. That's the best I've seen Yant play
for Cuba in a long time.
In a long time, probably back since like 2019.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah. He really hasn't been in the groove for Cuba since the pre-pandemic, and I thought he was really good coming off the bench.
Also, Concepcion ate us up
12
in the middle.
For 16 for their third string middle.
And that one block that he had on him was in the 5th set.
Yeah,
right. It was a perfectly timed by Pierce there. So it was. I think honestly, like it just feels so good right now. It's just such a massive win for Team Canada. Also, just to talk about Landon Curry, how special was that moment in the 5th set where he makes a massive dig?
Got underneath that ball somehow.
It was close.
I asked him,
and I have no idea.
Yeah, he said he didn't know.
He doesn't know. But Cuba wasn't too happy, but you couldn't challenge that at the point. Like, it was already after the point.
Yeah.
And then the entire arena started chanting Curry. And you could just tell, like, first time wearing the jersey, first time playing for Team Canada. It's such a massive night for that young man.
Great for him. Great for Luke Herr. I really liked the offense that he ran. It was really quite the same as what we saw against the Brazil scrimmages. A lot of wings, a sparing amount of middle and bick, but decently well timed. He did get Demyanenko 12 balls. Yeah, 6 for 12. Like that's a nice number of attempts, even for a 5-setter. I would like to see maybe a little bit more bick, and I think her serve definitely needs some improvement. But his job right now is to set the offense and not lose Canada the game, and he definitely accomplished that.
Yeah, I think so too. I think there's some things that need to improve. His serving, first and foremost. It's a free ball out there.
Yeah, it is.
But other than that, like it looked really, really good from Team Canada. Love like. Once again, like it was a 5-setter. It could have been a 3. It could have been a 3-donger.
Could have.
Honestly, in that second set when we had that 5-point lead, I was just thinking about what I was going to message Ronnie if we got a 3-donger. And then I feel like maybe that's what messed us up a little bit. You know, that expectations and the anticipation. But we were able to bring it back, baby. We're able to bring it back, and we're 1-0.
We should tell the Herrera story because I told it in the Discord, but it was extremely funny, and I have some of the video to back it up.
Basically, at a certain point, Herrera hits a ball, and Cuba challenges it.
Third set.
Yeah, third set, Herrera hits a ball. Cuba challenges it for a touch, and it ends up being no touch out long. and I'm just sitting in back there, and I start clapping. I'm like, keep swinging, Herrera, keep swinging, Herrera. And he looks at me, and we hold each other's gaze for about 5 seconds.
Kind of shrugs and goes like this.
He gives me a thumbs up, and then and I give him a thumbs up, and he starts doing this. And so we were kind of like looking at each other, and a few plays later, Rob has it perfectly filmed. Did he get a block?
Yeah, he did. So it was later in the third set when Canada was up, I think 24-21, and on their first set point, Mar had a swing and an out of system swing, and Herrera clamped him. It was a big time block.
Yeah.
And Herrera turned around, went like this, and pointed directly at Everett. and I got it on video, and I panned to Everett, and he's just clapping and laughing.
You didn't see it. I had just done it, but when Herrera looked at me, I was like I was like hiding my face in my shirt, and then when he looked at me, and I was like, oh no.
Yeah, I put that little clip in the FIVB channel of the Discord, and I actually put it on Instagram as well. I put the clip of Herrera getting the block and then staring at us and pointing at us. I put that on Instagram, and somebody in the Discord found that moment on the broadcast, Herrera pointing, and put it in there too. It was hysterical.
Yeah,
the rest of the match, because like he was on our side, we were sitting right below where we're standing right now, and I mean it was easy to make eye contact with him, and he just like would periodically look back at us. Like there was one out of system ball that he hit, got blocked, looked back at us, and was like, yeah. It was fun, and there was a few times where he got blocked, and I was like double fist pumping, and I was trying to give him a look, but he wasn't looking at me. He was a really good sport, and we saw him in the hallway back there, and then I tagged him in that clip on Instagram, and he and I had a nice little back and forth. He was a really nice guy about it. That was cool.
Herrera, you're awesome. I like Herrera. I like Herrera a lot more after that.
Me too.
I already liked him, but I liked him a lot more after that whole situation.
That's the stuff that we can only get, us being here and like being courtside and having those interactions. Like that's why being here is so awesome. That sort of thing. And just the energy, man. Like even for a Tuesday night, maybe half capacity, I thought this crowd brought it.
Yeah, maybe a little bit under half capacity, but you know what? Like we're running into people who are coming in. Like there's people we met from New Jersey. There's people we met from. Steven was from.
He was from Wisconsin.
Yeah,
of all places, which was
Steven
insane.
from the Discord. We met those boys who are all in from Montreal, Quebec City. It's been great, and you can tell that people are starting to know about VNL in Ottawa, and that it's a good time to come. Ottawa's a beautiful city. There's a lot to do during the day.
We've had a great time already, and the consistency of doing the event here year over year is starting to pay off, and we can tell.
It absolutely is,
and us being here, that's starting to pay off as well.
Yeah, it absolutely is. As you know, shout out to if you're a new person here and this is your first VNL joining us, welcome. We've had almost well over 500 people subscribe to the channel.
Oh, Steven's in the chat. Yeah, great to meet you, dude. That was great.
Thanks a lot, Steven. That was awesome. Nice little back and forth.
Go Pack, go.
We had in the Discord too, but I really think that I almost feel like we're missing out. We were talking about this, just watching some of the clips we see in-house. I feel like the broadcast set for you guys at home is actually really good from Ottawa.
I'm curious to go back and at least watch a couple minutes of each game, and just because the broadcast changes for VNL every year. They always try new stuff, and we're not watching it at all because we're here. But I'm curious.
Like the camera people and like the people in-house here are all people who do like junior hockey games. They do football games. They do soccer games.
They're
they
pros,
do basketball games.
for sure.
OSEG has all four of the different sports here playing in this building. So you can tell that they're so professional in the way they go about it, and it's overall really, really good. But
I got a Brazilian fan in the chat that says they love Bree King down there.
Hey, we love Bree King too. She's doing fantastic things. Hopefully, she can stay down in your beautiful country and keep on learning from the best. But is there anything else? I could talk about how happy I am for Canada winning all day. Fuck you, Ronnie Cuban Spike. But
Ronnie's been a good sport.
Ronnie has been a good sport as well, and I'd expect to get it just as hard from him.
Right.
In the future when Canada will lose to Cuba.
Don't tell us about commentators. I'm sure they were terrible. I'm not at all bitter about not being up there. But anyway, I thought that game was electric. Great tone setter. Good start to the Samelvua era. We were talking to Slater, talking to Hogue, and even like while Samelvua was seconds away from being interviewed by that one Cuban media guy, he was talking to Hogue about details, about plays. And then once that interview started, I was talking to Hogue. I'm like, dude, this guy's unbelievable.
Yeah,
this guy's unbelievable. It's like he remembers every play. He knows every detail. And then one of the things that Hogue said that I liked is like he said that Samelvua actually has a lot of fun out there.
You can tell. He's going hard on the sidelines.
Yeah, but I thought that he was just really competitive. I didn't know. I didn't picture him as being a more fun guy, but that's kind of great to hear.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's cool.
He seems like he seems like a player's coach quite a bit.
Yeah,
and I think that's just because he still identifies as a player.
He does.
You know,
He moves around. He walks around. It feels like he's like, I could sub myself in right now.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, it was fantastic. But let's go back to the first game that we saw today.
Let's do it.
Argentina 3-donging Italy. It was an absolute quick one. And first and foremost, let's just address this now because it seems to come up a lot. Ivan Zaitsev is not on the roster.
Yeah, guys, figure it out.
He's not maybe playing VNL. He's like his number's been given away.
Right.
Who was wearing Rachina is wearing his number. So we're not. I doubt we're going to see Zaitsev at all this year.
No. And we said the same thing last year. They won the World Championship without him. Ivan Zaitsev has. It will no longer play for Team Italy. That's okay. He's at the twilight of his career, and they're moving on to bigger and better things.
And no, we are not going to post this match. We are not allowed to film VNL matches. We only film the exhibition matches and Norsika matches.
But we do have several clips on our phones that we are allowed to post.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
That'll be YouTube Shorts here and on my Instagram. But I think that we should talk about Italy versus Argentina because, yes, Italy got 3-donged, 22, 23, 18. Competitive the first two sets, but I thought Argentina looked phenomenal. DeCecco made an enormous difference. What a pleasure it was
watching Argentina last year compared to this year, and there's only one player different, really, and that's DeCecco. Is such a huge change. He's just so calm on the ball. And he just makes the perfect set every single damn time. And it was really cool. You got to interview Polanski and Luciano Polanski and Luciano Vincentin after the match. We're going to be posting that one as well, too. And just them talking about getting to play with one of their heroes was so awesome. And you can tell that he just oozes confidence. And you could just tell he's just like, I don't need to make you guys happy. I'm going to do what I'm going to do, and I'm going to be the best at it.
He's you said it well, and I think a lot of sports this kind of applies, but volleyball especially. They're in some different players, some different positions, but even setters. I think setters in particular. There are scientists and there are artists.
Oh, he's Picasso.
DeCecco is an artist, 1,000%.
Absolutely, he just takes his brush and he just paints all over the canvas, and it's beautiful.
How about Bruno Lima? What did he go, like 70-something% efficiency?
77% efficiency.
17 for 22 with 0 errors.
That's
get out of here.
Absolutely phenomenal.
Get out of here.
He was good last year, but I think he's a little bit svelter. Like he was a little bit of a bigger body, and I think he gave some of his extra weight to Armoa. Because Armoa's looking big.
There are people talking about Armoa in the chat, and we will see him this week. I think he's the third outside in the depth chart, but a great point in the chat. The two Lucianos, Polanski and Vicentin, are too consistent. And Ozzy, you nailed it. I thought they were both really good. They're both big. They both pass the ball great.
Serves.
That
was really
both of them. Both of them served really well.
I've expected, because I've seen Polanski play before, and I was expecting that. But Vicentin, I feel like we didn't get to see him much last year during VNL.
I think he was on the roster in Ottawa, but he was the only outside that didn't play. He was a little more primary later on in the summer. But yeah, it was funny. I commentated those two Lucianos against each other in club, Tours versus Friedrichshafen in Champions League, and those two grew up like childhood best friends.
Yeah, you can tell they just have such good chemistry, and that's a really good outside pair
for sure.
Moving on from Facundo Conti, that's a really good outside pair.
I agree. And then if Lima goes 17 for 22, Argentina is going to win this tournament. But Loser, I had the pleasure of interviewing him. What a legend that guy is.
Yeah, he was good too.
He was playing against his club setter Paulo Porro, and I asked him about it, and I think he kind of understated how much of an advantage that gave him. But I thought that Argentina destroyed Italy in block defense and transition. They touched so many balls, and they turned them into offense immediately. And when they were doing that, the Italian middle blockers were just on skates. It was such a good, well-organized counterattack. That's obviously DeCecco. But the Argentinian block defense was really well prepared.
Yeah, it really was. And then on the Italy side of things, I was really surprised that they didn't take Racine off the court. He had a bad day.
They took Rinaldi off for Bottolo, and I was surprised by that.
I didn't really understand. Let's see here how Racine did. He was a -1 on the day.
4 for 13. Yuck.
4 for 13. Two
errors
errors and an ace. Passing, he was taking up a lot of the passing, but wasn't fantastic. 38% perfect, 16%. Or sorry, 38 positive.
Now,
16.
Rinaldi was bad. I mean,
on passing,
6 for 20, 0% perfect passing, 3 errors. That's not great. But this It's the exact same. It's the exact opposite thing with these two teams. They're the same teams that were here last year. One gains a world-class setter, the other loses a world-class setter, and that's the difference that you just saw today.
100%, right? Because as you said, like last year's Italy team, other than Rinaldi, these are all the guys. Rinaldi wasn't here last year.
Right, but they do bring Bolasso this year, which last year they did not. But the middles are the same. Bottolo, Recine are the same. Romano is the same.
Yep.
But without Gianelli, and so you have Porro or Fulosky. We saw mostly Porro, and he didn't look bad.
We might give him a little bit too much flack in the Discord.
He wasn't bad.
We might give him a little too much flack in the Discord. I think maybe it's just because years ago Modena couldn't find a jersey that fit him. They didn't.
I always will have that image in my head.
They couldn't find
Porro.
a youth jersey to fit him. But he honestly looked pretty good. He looked pretty good. Even in the Italy loss, I don't think he was the problem.
Yeah, I agree. I think the three outsides that played were not good. How was Romano? 12 for 27, 26% efficiency. Probably not good enough. And I thought that their middles got owned, especially in the blocking game.
Absolutely,
owned.
100% owned. They were
Mosca,
like
Cortesia,
lost,
and Mosca. Looking lost out there.
They were. I mean, I know there's a hockey rink under this, but they didn't need to bring their skates today. It was bad, but in talking to De Giorgi yesterday, it seems like it's just about getting some of these guys playing time and seeing how they fit and seeing how they work. He knows that none of these guys will pretty much be on the roster come a few weeks.
Very few, and he's gonna take a hit in the world rankings for that, but he knows that.
Two spots.
2 spots.
2 spots. That's what the chat's saying so far.
Whoa! I mean, I think they were number 3. Does that mean they're all the way down to number 5? That's wild.
Something like that.
Let's see.
So yeah, it's a tough one. This
They were 2. They are down to 4.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, that's a big. I wonder how many points they. Oh, sorry. I guess you have the mouse. Minus 14.99.
I think 3 donged by
points.
What's Argentina ranked now?
7.
They jumped up to 7. They jumped over Japan, who
they're
won last
another
night.
top 10 team. That's crazy.
Wow. So, yeah, I was very impressed by Argentina. They play, listen to this schedule of theirs. They play Brazil Thursday, Canada Friday. That's hype.
And then they play on Sunday or Saturday?
I'm not sure, and I'm not sure who they play.
I hope they play Sunday so we can go out with them.
Oh, I hope so too. I hope so too.
Because it seems like especially if you're talking to Polonsky and Vincentine.
They play the Netherlands. And
on Sunday.
That is Sunday. That's great. Okay. Good. I'm turning into a bit of an Argentina fan. I liked them last year too.
Yeah, I'm liking them especially right now.
Jerseys are fire as well.
They're black jerseys.
I'm a huge fan of the usage of black instead of dark blue as their dark color. I think it looks great.
Yeah, and just like the sublimated stripes that are just like fading away. I like it a lot.
Good look.
I was telling Vincentine the same thing when I was waiting with him when we were waiting for Polonsky, and he agrees. He thinks their jerseys are sick, but I think it's gonna be fun to watch Argentina, mostly just because we get to watch with Pacheco make art.
Oh,
that's
what a treat that was. What a treat that was.
Honestly, I don't like what's Italy's schedule look like.
That's exactly what I was just
because
pulling up. They've got the United States. That's
USA, Cuba, Germany.
I mean, we're going to beat them the way that they look tonight, the way that they look this afternoon. I mean, we were going to beat them anyway, but
Italy has 4 games in a row. No, wait. What's the date?
Today's the 6th.
So they have tomorrow
They play
off.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
They play Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
And USA, Cuba, Germany. Yeah, Italy versus Cuba. That is going to be a style matchup that I'm fascinated to see.
Yeah, but I don't know if Italy can run with Cuba.
I'm not sure.
Italy might go 0-4.
I think Italy beats Germany, but I think 1-3 at best.
Yeah, do they?
Maybe.
Germany's got their guys.
We'll see, and we'll find out about that tomorrow, because that's the cool thing about tomorrow is that the other 8 teams that didn't play Tuesday will play Wednesday, and we'll get to, and like this time tomorrow we will have seen everybody at least once, or exactly once actually.
Yeah. So I mean, it'll be interesting, but I think that for us anyways, I think that was a fun first day.
Really fun first day.
Had some good tacos.
Yeah. We did.
We went and got tacos in between. It was such a quick 3 dong that we were able to sit around, do interviews, and still got time to go get tacos and some beer.
Love that.
I accidentally kicked over my beer.
Everett brought out the entire janitorial mop crew to clean up a beer on right down below here.
It was so embarrassing. I forget we got a big pull and I stepped up to fist pump and kicked it over. You got smoked in the face by a ball?
I did. It was somebody deflected it straight upwards, and I had no idea where it was. It came down right on my face. That was cool.
That's a tough one. So, yeah, all in all, good first day.
Good first day
here at Volleyball Nations League.
Real good first day. So
anything else you want to talk about?
Just tomorrow's matches. So overnight, 2 a.m. Eastern, we've got Slovenia versus Serbia, and Serbia's week 1 team, as far as I know, does not look particularly good. But then we have Poland versus France, a battle of the B teams there. I remember we saw Poland and France play here last year, and Poland's B team beat France's mostly A team, 3-1. It was very spicy. It was the Tomáš Fornal game where he missed 9 out of his 10 serves, but they still won. Remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that.
So Poland versus France tomorrow. I mean, France has a nothing but a B team. I think Tilly is the only Olympian on the roster. But Poland has a B team as well. It's the guys they tried to give as much of a break as possible. Semeniuk is there. Biniak is there. And to talk about Semeniuk in the context of a B team right now is almost unimaginable. But that's it. I think Firle will be the primary setter again. Butryn will be the primary opposite. Semeniuk and Shalpuk will probably be the outsides.
I mean, Shalpuk had a great year, so
for sure.
That should be fun.
Maybe Kamil Shimura at libero. And I don't know about the other middle across from Biniak, so we'll see. I'm excited to catch up with that one when we wake up tomorrow.
Yeah, that'll be get a coffee and watch that one on the big screen at home.
And then
or at the Airbnb
tomorrow here in Ottawa, the United States versus the Netherlands, then Brazil versus Germany, and we'll have the pregame show here tomorrow from the sidelines to preview that one in a little more detail.
Yeah, Mike Arunotai. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that last name. You give it a shot. You're the Have a great night, my guy. I'm not that drunk.
Aronotai?
I'm not drunk at all, actually. But I did kick over.
That's for later.
Yeah, that.
Oh, Karol Kłos is there, the second middle for Poland. Okay, good. I'm excited about that. And yeah, we love Karol Butryn. We fell in love with him last year.
Yeah, heavy swing.
Great arm.
Love that. But yeah, good first day here. Good first day. What are you saying? We want to wrap this up? It's already 11:30.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
Let's get out of here.
Thanks for watching, people. We'll be back tomorrow. I know today we went live with the draft, which was very fun. I think tomorrow we're gonna.
If you haven't seen that, come check it out.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ali, who watched the draft and then was here volunteering and came and said hi.
That was awesome.
We had a whole bunch of people who come say hi to us. It was great.
That was great
to see all of you guys.
If you're going to be here in Ottawa over the weekend, which I know a lot of people are coming in for those 3 Canada games, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, come say what's up. So definitely come say hey to us. But yeah, we'll be back tomorrow before I think the USA versus Netherlands game is first.
Yeah, 4:30.
Yeah, it is 4:30, same time as today. So
which is interesting.
Yeah, we'll be back before that one to preview that, catch up with the 2 games overnight, and then we'll be back here tomorrow night after those 2 games. Same schedule as today. Looking forward to it.
And no, Lopez is not the best outside attacker in the world.
Yeah, that's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, no.
He might be the best server in the world. That's the only thing I'll
and he might has the fastest arm in the world.
Well, Ronnie's story was that he grew up spiking basketballs.
Hitting basketballs, yeah, exactly.
Outrageous.
Cuba Libre.
Cuba Libre. All right, let's get out of here. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you tomorrow. Keep enjoying Volleyball Nations League. Subscribe if you're not already. Join the Discord. Links in the description. We'll see you tomorrow.
Numpties on the draft. What are you talking about, Ozzy?
Probably saying that he enjoyed it, because I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was fun. We're going to do one with the women next week, too.
Yeah, good times.
Peace.
See you, people.